Thank you, Stacy, and thank all of you for having me as a part of your Davita Village today. We are going to have a fantastic session that will talk about how to strengthen your resilience through your ability to recover and how to call upon your resilience anywhere you find yourself in your professional and personal life. Before we get started, though, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for all the work you have done over the past year. Thank you for staying open. Thank you for keeping your patients safe. Thank you for serving your patients and their families. Thank you for adding new protocols as you were going 80 miles per hour, putting the car together as you went down the highway. Thank you for working with no end in sight. Thank you for working through burnout, through frustration, through new challenges. And over the past year, I know you've been thanked a lot, and it may not hit you as much when I thank you, but I want to make sure that with all the hard work you've done, that you do not forget the power of your impact. So I want to tell you one story about one of your patients and what you did for his family. Please meet my father, Kevin Harris. Here he is in 2015 in Denver, Colorado, even though he lives in Minnesota, in one of your clinics. One of your clinics that treated him with great care. So much excellence that there he is smiling. It's my favorite part of this photo. And even though he received a kidney transplant from his best friend, we know kidney transplants do not last too long. My father almost made it last 20 years. But even though he needed a new kidney, he still needed to see his grandchildren in Colorado, where I live, here in Denver. And he wanted to see me play in 2015 for the Denver Broncos, a team who had drafted me earlier in 2007, had fired me in 2011. We'll get to that. But now had a chance to win a Super Bowl. He wanted to be there for all of it. And because of you, not only was he able to be in Denver to see his grandchildren and to see our home games, but please see the joy on his face that you helped create as he held the Lombardi Trophy just moments after we had won it in San Francisco. That joy that you see, that smile, that's the power of your work every day. When you persevere, you bring joy like this to families across the nation. When you create new solutions and get creative with solving those problems that you're faced with in a moment's notice, in a week's notice, think of this joy that you create for families. Think of everything you've done over the past year to bring this joy to people in the most tumultuous year that any of us can remember. And because of your hard work, because of your constant dedication, because you never closed a clinic in a pandemic, and because you led during a pandemic, something nobody's written a book about yet, I want to make sure to talk about one way to strengthen your resilience. One way to make sure that when you need to be resilient, your resilience is filled 100%. And that, my friends, is recover. For many of you, this is a reminder. For some of you, this is an encouragement. For most of you, this is a necessity. Recover. Your teams have been burnt out at different times. You've added new protocols, new procedures. You've had patients that were sometimes testy with you and staff. You've had patients whose loved ones are usually involved in the continuum of care, who can no longer come in with their patients. I know some of your clinics and facilities have wives clubs, right? They can't be in the facility anymore. I know many of you work in the home. Such a unique place to work and to begin with, and now with the pandemic, almost impossible. And you have to be flexible with schedules, with people, with feelings, with your teams. Recover. You can't go through one single day in the NFL without somebody asking you how you're going to recover. So I want to begin by asking you, how do you recover? Each one of us is different. But how do you recover? What do you need? And I know some of you are saying, Ryan, I can't recover, and I understand that because sometimes in the NFL, you only have 40 seconds to recover. The wind got knocked out of you. You got a cleat on your foot. Part of your finger got broken. Your mouth is bleeding. It does not matter. 39, 38, 37. So I understand what it's like to have to recover in a moment. And in those moments, they teach us in the NFL, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. As science tells us, this resets our brain chemistry. This resets our resilience. And all of us have one tool that we carry with us each and every night that can help our performance. One tool that we overlook, one tool that we often laugh at, and that tool, my friends, is sleep. And I understand as well, again, I'm a father of 3, a husband to 1. Sleep is hard to come by in the Harris household. There may be some weeks where I feel like I never did sleep. And many people know the power and importance of sleep, but few people know that sleep can increase your performance 29%. If I had a water bottle and I said, if you drink this water, it'll increase your performance 29%, I guarantee you I couldn't finish that statement before you took it out of my hands. 9 hours of sleep is what we are told can really help. Some of the biggest, baddest, toughest players in the NFL put their phone in a drawer so that they can get sleep. When I was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, before we had our first practices in training camp, we talked to Dr. Ma of Stanford, a sleep specialist, and she made sure we knew how important sleep was. She gave us all kinds of statistics. Think about that for a second. Even the most storied franchise in the NFL with 6 world championships, before they gave us a single play, wanted us to make sure that we got our sleep. If you don't have time to recover, if you feel like you don't have the space to recover, know that you have the ability to recover in just one night of sleep. There are other things you can do, drinking water, doing some yoga, meditating, maybe staying away from some family members, because I'm sure part of your recovery is just getting away from people who have such a hard time wearing a mask, and you just wore 3 for your entire shift for the 5th time this week. Make sure you recover. You've earned it. You deserve it. You've worked hard to recover. So I ask you again, what do you do to recover? How do you recover? Strengthening your resilience depends on your ability to not only answer this question, but to create the space for that answer. One of the things I love to do to recover is read. I know that sounds silly, but I love to read. And if I can get 10, 15, even 20 minutes to read, I'm a happier person. I'm big on meditation as well. But how do you recover? What do you need? The best performers in the world know the importance of your ability to recover. And I want to reiterate the fact that your strength and your resilience depends on your ability to recover. The good thing about recovery is you often don't have to lift a finger. I mean, I literally just told you, lay down more and your production increases 29%. That's a pretty awesome thing, okay? Not to toot my own horn. But what happens in the moment? What happens when you have to be active as a leader? What happens when you have to be active with patients and with patients' families and your teammates who are struggling, your teammates who may be burnt out? Well, I want to give you one tool so that you can create your resilience wherever you find yourself as a professional or in your personal life. And that's choosing your mindset. No matter who you are and where you're from, we all share similar experiences in life. We experience pain, loss, gain, our first Starbucks, our first mask envy. Right? Where did they get that mask? Can I ask a stranger where they got their mask? We experience burnout. Right? We experience success. Too often we allow these experiences to prevent us from living our wildest dreams. Well, living the life that you want to lead is a choice, and it's a choice you make every day. See, whatever has happened for you and your team and your leadership in the past year, you have lived beyond it. Whatever embarrassment, success, fear of failure you've experienced, you have lived beyond it. Whatever patience you have had, families of patients and issues that have come up, you have lived beyond it. And since you are going to live beyond, wouldn't you rather choose how you're going to lead after those instances? Choose how you want to present to yourself, to your team, after the obstacle has been overcome? That's the power of your mindset. You choose your mindset. And when you choose your mindset and you call upon your resilience, you become a better leader, a better teammate, your facilities become better, and you become a better communicator. And in these ways, you change the world. So let's change the world. Now, when we talk about mindset, it's important to talk about what that really means. When I was younger, I used to think mindset meant Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, or the Jedi Master Yoda levitating a spaceship. But when you get down to it, your belief consists of 3 simple beliefs. I am, I can, I will. I'm not there with you, but I want you to say it out loud. Say it back to me. I am, I can, I will. Now like you believe in yourself. I am, I can, I will believe. When you choose your mindset, you are choosing to believe in every single one of your capabilities and opportunities. It is with choosing your mindset that even in the face of failure, you can find gratitude. I had to choose my mindset multiple times throughout my NFL and collegiate career. I had 9 different surgeries over 10 seasons, 4 of them on my back, 1 total toe surgery, and it was only my mindset that got me through the recovery process of my injuries. I had to choose my mindset at an early age. As a young multiracial man, some people see me as a threat. I had to choose they were wrong. At different points in my career, I was told I was too young, too old, too short, too tall. I even had one coach tell me, Ryan, you get injured so much because you have soft bones. I looked it up in WebMD, not a medical definition. But here's the thing. When you choose your mindset, people will be wrong about you all the time. That's their problem, not yours. They will be wrong about how willing you are to see your team succeed. They will be wrong about how much you care about your patients. They will be wrong about how much you are capable of doing once you leave the workplace. They will be wrong about how much you know about where you're going to go in life. Choosing your mindset is not easy. Great things in life never are. But create your resilience in a moment's notice by choosing your mindset. And let's start to build yours today by starting with the words, I am. When you speak the words, I am, you immediately put yourself where you're at, in your shoes. Everyone wants to talk about authentic leadership, but how do you do it? You speak the words, I am. I am here as a leader. I am going to bring positivity to my team. I'm going to bring energy to my team. I'm going to bring solutions to my team. And as a person, separate from the leader you have to be in front of your teams, how about just how you're feeling? I am happy. I am angry. I am stuck in traffic. I am somebody who gets frustrated with traffic. I am somebody who now knows this, so when I am going to get into traffic, I said I am going to find a good podcast. I am going to call a friend. I am going to make sure that I can listen to an audible. You build strength and resilience from speaking the words, I am. One of the other things that speaking the words I am does is it gives you situational awareness. Right? I am here to listen. I am here to support. How about answering like that as a leader sometime? Hey, Ryan, what do you think about this? I am here to support you. I am confident that you will choose the best route for us. Or how about in a meeting, starting the meeting? I am here, and I am here for all of us to make sure we are clear on the protocols we need. Or maybe for the patients you're caring for. I am going to take care of Ryan Harris today, and I know he's going to talk about Notre Dame and the wild success their football program has had. Right? Now what do you do with that information? Look how you've presented yourself to others. You can use the words I am even when you don't believe in what you need to do. I am worthy. I am good enough. I am going to succeed. You don't even have to believe it. I was on a panel with some members from DARPA, one of the leading industry makers in the U.S. military. They said self-deception in the positive way is one of our greatest tools for performance. What an amazing thing to say. But then I thought about one of my favorite quotes by one of my favorite champions, Muhammad Ali. And when he said, I am the greatest, I said that even before I knew I was. Even the greatest champions face self-doubt. All of us have fears. Fears of success, fears of failure, fears that we may have missed something, fears that we may have made somebody upset. But when you speak the words, I am, you can overcome that. I am in the middle of a mistake, but I am going to get through it. I am going to take the lessons I learned over the past year and use them to make me a better leader, our facilities better, our teams better. But as a champion, I can tell you that you must also take ownership of the negative. At different times in my career, I've had to say, I am not listening. I am not giving enough effort. I am not where I want to be. And when your good is not good enough, speak the words, I can. When you speak the words I can, you immediately exude the confidence you need for all of the opportunities in front of you and stop focusing on the past behind you. It is with the words I can that even in failure, you can find gratitude. I am burnt out. I am working too hard. You know what? I can quit. I can be happy that I have a job. I can be happy that I'm not in the food lines that every city across our nation is talking about as an increase, an average of 20% of an increase on every single food shelter across our nation. I am successful. I can make sure my success does not make me lazy. One of the times when I used I can in my career was when we had one of the toughest training camps I'd ever been a part of. It was so hard that even players from other teams that were supposedly having the worst practices in the entire NFL, they came to where we were at the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 hours and 45 minutes in the blazing heat of Missouri. They quit. I said to myself, I'm exhausted. I am wanting to quit as well. But then I spoke the words, I can. I can quit tomorrow. I can get a free dinner tonight, free breakfast tomorrow. I can put them in a bind the next day. But then I woke up that next morning and I said, you know what? I can quit after practice. Get a free lunch in. I can spend the afternoon getting to the airport. But then I got done with practice and I said, well, I can make it another day. And after a couple of days, I no longer was speaking the words I can to overcome the obstacle because I overcame it. What options do you have? The best offenses in the NFL that I played with use the word can to change a play at the line of scrimmage. Hey, we're going to go right. Can, left. Okay, 180, easy. Can. Oh, we can run this way. We can't run that way. We can run this way. Opportunity. How about answering with the words I can as a leader? Somebody says, I'm struggling, I'm really burnt out. I can help you with that. I can help handle this. What if a facility nearby needs some assistance? Hey, we can help. We can create a solution with you. We can be a resource. What an amazing leader that sounds like. The words I can saved my career. My 4th year in the NFL, I got a new coach who wanted me to learn new things, right, and have a new perspective on how to play football. I was arrogant and I was unwilling. I knew what success was. I'd done everything I had to do to be successful. Up until that point, I'd played in the NFL. I'd had over 25 starts. I was on my way. I was cool, bro. And then I got fired. Never had I been more humiliated in my life. How do I tell my wife in our first year of marriage that I lost my job because of my unwillingness to work? What do I tell my friends who want to come to a Broncos game that I will not have tickets? All of these thoughts went around and around in my head as I had tears falling from my eyes and my hands shaking in disbelief. And at that moment, I had a decision to make. I could choose to wallow in my anger, my frustration, or I could choose this would be the beginning of a new me. And in deciding to move forward, I spoke the words, I can. I can make sure I'm a great husband even though I'm not a Denver Bronco. I can make sure I never lose my job again because of my unwillingness and my ability to take myself out of my feelings and see the opportunities that I have. I can ask questions. I can assist others. I can encourage others. I'm so glad I made that decision because the next morning I got a call by Gary Kubiak, who at the time was a coach of the Houston Texans. He said, hey, Ryan, I think you help us win down here in Houston. We want to bring you in. I can do that, coach. And so I worked my tail off for 2 years in Houston, asking questions, eliminating distractions, figuring out ways I can be a better player, a better leader, a better teammate. I left Houston after 2 years and I went to Kansas City. And after starting 15 games and playing in all 16 for the Kansas City Chiefs, they said, Ryan, we don't think you have any football left. It's been a good career. I chose they were wrong. I said, I am good enough to help a team win a championship. I can train. I can focus on all the things that can make me a better player. I can be prepared for a phone call to go help a team win a championship. I'm so glad I did that because I got a call just a couple of months later from that same coach in Houston, a man by the name of Gary Kubiak, but this time he was back with the Denver Broncos, the very team that had sent me with shaking hands and strolling tears out of that facility. He said, Ryan, I need you. I need you to come help us win a championship. I need you to show these young cats how to work. I can do that, coach. You begin to see how I can help you in so many ways of your life. I want to ask you, as a leader? What can you do? When faced with an obstacle, when faced with a team that is burnt out, what can you do? Can you be more fun? Can you bring fun to your team? So many people overlook the necessity to have fun on your teams. When we were in the NFL, we had Saturday Slappies is what we called them. Gary Kubiak, the year we won the Super Bowl, would show movies every Saturday night that would make us laugh. Movies of coaches dancing at their kids' weddings. Absolutely hilarious. Little clips of some of the roughest, toughest guys tattooed up on the team screaming like a child because they're on a roller coaster and afraid of heights. Do you laugh with your team? Can you laugh with your team? Can you get a silly pen? Can you make up a silly award? Hey, you made it to Monday. Here's a pen. Woo! Can you tell a story? Can you share a joke? Can you show somebody having fun? At the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin puts up pictures, baby photos, in every single PowerPoint he does of some of the biggest, baddest guys on the team. Pretty tough to see him as tough after you see him with the chubby cheeks and sitting there, some of them next to pumpkins and Santa Claus and all these things. What can you do? How can you lead? Many people will tell you lead by an example. If you're going to be a great leader, lead by an example. Absolutely not. Leading by example leaves out context. If I was going to lead by example in the NFL, you wouldn't know why I showed up at 7 a.m. You wouldn't know why I studied film until 5 p.m. Because I didn't tell you the stories of the times that made a difference and times that it helped us win games and times where it changed my career. Can you lead with an example? So you forget, all of you are successful leaders. You wouldn't be here today if that wasn't the case. People see you and they think you never failed. They think you never had an obstacle you couldn't overcome. You never struggled as a leader. Is that right? Is that how you've gotten to where you are today? Can you lead with an example? The year we won the Super Bowl, I had a teammate who was playing so poorly that we weren't going to go to the playoffs, let alone win the Super Bowl, if he did not get his act together. Coaches screamed at him in meetings. Players screamed at him on the field. Don't we all do our best work when someone's screaming at us? I didn't think so. So instead of screaming at this player or leading by an example, I said, hey, you know what? When I was your age, I made 2 to 3 mistakes a game. But then I started feverishly taking notes, and I made 2 to 3 mistakes a year. And then I walked away. Right after that, the next day, he had a notebook and 5 pens on his desk. We went to the playoffs, and we won the Super Bowl. Can you lead with an example? Can you bring fun to your team when they are burnt out, when they need something to laugh at? This can go in your personal life as well, outside of the workplace. We had, after we won the Super Bowl, we were going out to dinner, a big dinner together. And some of the rookies, first-year players, got into the car, and they had a brown paper bag. And we said, what's with that bag? They said, well, we want to get some ice. I said, ice? You don't put ice in a brown paper bag? They said, no, ice like jewelry. Apparently, I was too old to realize what they were talking about. I said, ice? You mean depreciating value and assets? I said to myself, I am a leader of these offensive linemen. I can show them what wealth really looks like. So I pulled out this picture. Here's Bill Gates. I said, you see this man right here? They said, yeah. I said, how many rings and watches and all kinds of necklaces does he have on? They said, none. I said, great. You want to be wealthy, go get yourself a purple polo and some New Balances. That's wealth. What can you do? How can you lead with an example? How much fun can your team have? What skill can you learn to be a better communicator? But it's not enough to just have a willingness when your good's not good enough. It's not enough to just have your identity. You must also take action. You must pick up a shovel and dig. And I'm not telling you something you don't already know. You've done this for the past year. But when you're faced with an obstacle, when you need to call upon your resilience, speak the words, I am, I can, and then take action by speaking the words, I will. And it's a choice that you have. Here's a play in the NFL. I just want to show you real quick. 2-jet SCAT, Y choice. It's a play we ran when we won the Super Bowl. It literally tells the Y, the receiver, to make a choice what route they're going to run. And one of the craziest things is you'll be in the huddle, and they'll come in, hey, 2 jet scat, Y choice. They'll say, ready, break, and the receiver will tell the quarterback what he will do. Hey, if they're inside, I will break out. If they're outside, I will break in. Okay, you got that? You got that? All right, wide 80. Wide 80. What will you do? What will you be able to say? Speaking the words I will places action and commitment behind your willingness and your identity. I had to use the words I am, I can, I will right before the first play. Here's Lady Gaga. Oh my goodness, the red sequins dress, and she is killing the national anthem at Super Bowl 50. Does she see me? Do I say hi? Will my wife kill me if I say hi to Lady Gaga? I am not paying attention. I am distracted. I can breathe again. I can leave it up to fate if Lady Gaga and I are to meet and sing together. This is far before Shadows, too. I didn't even know how good she was. I did know she was Lady Gaga. Again, I used it the night before the Super Bowl. I said, I am terrified. My greatest achievement will be my greatest failure. I am also excited. I am also prepared. I can go out there and have fun tomorrow. I will put on my pads and I will knock the crap out of somebody as much as I can, as often as I can. And I will be a champion at the end of the night. One of the things I also said is I will raise the trophy as a champion. And one of the things I closed my eyes and I visualized what that would look like. And when you speak the words I will, you visualize your success. And for whatever reason, that night, I could only visualize the Lombardi Trophy, the award you get when you win the Super Bowl, the award you saw in my father's hands as he was smiling from ear to ear after receiving your care. But for whatever reason, I could only see it from the bottom up. I thought, that's okay, I'm going to go get it anyways. Well, fast forward to 24 hours later, and here you see me touching the Lombardi Trophy for the first time as Peyton Manning hands it down to me, seeing it from the bottom up. What will your success look like? What will your leadership look like? What situations can you prepare for by choosing your mindset? What meetings, what patience, what obstacles can you see before they happen? You know, plenty of people say that 2020 was a terrible year. Was it? Or was it the most resilient year you've ever had in your life? What did you learn? What can you do? More importantly, what will success look like in 2021? What will you laugh about that had happened with your teams? What obstacles will you look at and use in your future to talk about how you became a strong leader? What choice will you make with your resilience, no matter where you go? And here we are beyond. Just as we are beyond 2020, just as you are beyond every single new protocol that you've faced, just as you are beyond the burnout that was talked about for months, just as you are beyond working with there's no end in sight, you are going to go beyond again. And since you are going to go beyond, because of how strong your resilience is, strengthen your resilience through your ability to recover. Find out how you recover. Find out what you need. And tell that to the people that you love. And when you need to call upon your resilience in an active way, choose your mindset. Speak the words, I am, I can, I will. Find your identity. Create your willingness. And create the possibilities and commit to those possibilities with the words, I will. And in this way, when you strengthen your resilience and when you can call upon it in a moment's notice, you become a great leader. You manage great facilities. You manage great teams. You are a great teammate, and you become a better person. And in this way, your resilience allows you to change the world. So let's change the world. Thank you for having me. Thank you for a strong Davita village. Thank you for the lifetime of memories that your care and your persistence gave my father and my family. We appreciate you, and I believe in you.